So I've been using Shopify for a few months now, and I have come across a few pros to the service and a few cons. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing what I think of Shopify so far. So let's jump straight into the pros and why I do love Shopify from my online store on Rafferty, which you'll find in the link in my description, with brand new products coming, I believe, by the time you're watching this video. So first of all, you will have seen my Printify review. I will leave a card up in the video for you that you can watch it. So that is my first pro, that Shopify gives you plenty of apps and all these different functions that you can use for free, with a good number of them, to help build your online store and to even sell even more products, and to even have them be made for you, that you don't even have to keep inventory, which I think is just amazing. So as you know, in my Printify review, that I've been using it for a wee while to create some tote bags, and now with the greeting cards that are available on my online store, I have to say that is definitely one of the pros that I was pleasantly surprised at with creating an online store. Yeah, just because it's free and like it doesn't cost anything, and like it's just unbelievable like how good you can like add different integrations into your store, and just to make everything smoother, and to make your store more presentable and professional, and just to expand like your own business, which I think is just absolutely fantastic. And I guess off the back of that, which would be the second pro of having a Shopify store, would be the marketing capabilities. Now, if you don't know, before, way back, about a year ago, I was working as a digital marketer for a company in the sort of corporate world. And one of the things that I really, I guess, was impressed and surprised by what companies can do is to have a workflow, which is basically like a sort of automated email thing, which to me back then it sort of blew my mind. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. Just like, you know, not to have I guess constantly have this sort of task on your plate to create marketing emails all the time, and to send them out and to schedule them. Like, it does take up a lot of work and a lot of time if you're like me, and that you're a business owner, and that you do have a job outside of this where you have to, you know, use your brain and stuff like that there. And by the time you have your day off or your night off or whatever, like, you're just way too tired to think about the copy and the user interface of an email. But what I love about Shopify is that I have the Shopify email app downloaded onto my, I guess, online store, and like I've been able to create emails and automate them, and to have the workflows already there for you. Like, Shopify like actually makes the automation for you. Like, say for talk's sake, if someone signed up to your email list, then that'll trigger, you know, an action for Shopify to send an email of like discounts, and then it just keeps going, which I thought was just really cool, because I've used like sort of HubSpot before, and like, you know, it is very expensive to pay, and I'm not paying for it, to be honest. And yeah, I just think that is so cool that is even on like the base of like a Shopify. Like, that's what you get when you pay for the service, and like it's already there for you. I just think that's really cool. And I guess also too with the blog posts as well, I think it is so cool that, you know, Shopify have everything in one place. As I say, like, you know, I had to use HubSpot again before with like some blog posts that I would share on my Instagram, but I guess like having like everything in the one website and just having everything there is just fantastic, I have to say. And I guess the third pro of having a Shopify store for me personally is the free themes that you use to help build your website. I did go through a lot of design changes, and I guess trying to find the right theme and the right sort of color scheme for my website. I will insert a few clips of like, you know, what the website could have looked like before what it looks like today. And I do feel that, you know, it is very easy to put together. You do have to take your time. Like, the interface itself for me, like, it was a lot. Like, it was a lot on the interface to create a website, but like, thank God, it really all does it for you. Once you have your products on your Shopify admin, then that really just feeds on over to the website, and it's just super simple and easy to use. I have to say, that's just the part that I really do enjoy about Shopify, is that, you know, it just all integrates together, and it's very clever that way. And I'm very impressed with, you know, just everything with the Printify, that all links together, and just how everything can just go into the one place. And, you know, yeah, even with the blog posts and all too, like, you can link like your products, and you can do all sorts of different things to market yourself and to expand your business, and that's what we all want at the end of the day. Whew, that was a lot. I'm not really used to doing these voiceovers that often, so we will now move on to the cons. Now, there is a bit of a con to having a Shopify store, and I guess the first one, which, you know, definitely took me by surprise, is you have to have custom coding to change certain elements of your website. And if you don't know how to code, like myself, I really didn't have a clue how to customize my theme, and that to me, just to make things like, say like a menu, to make it bigger and stuff like that there, it was very hard to figure out how to really customize your website to make it your own, so it's not just like a stock template that you're taking. Like if you don't know how to code, and like you have to like Google how to code to like change your website and to put like certain things and certain codes and certain headings, like it is very, very difficult to really customize your website to like, change like the heading, as to say. And yeah, if you really don't know how to code, then that's kind of one of the downfalls of having a Shopify site. If you really want to customize certain things, like little things, that's just something to be aware of. If you are wanting to really customize your website, that's just something to be aware of, that you do have to learn a little bit of coding, and that you have to like Google how to make the menu bigger on my website. And it turns out I had to use coding, and I really didn't know what I was doing. So that's just something to be aware of when you are wanting to do a little more customization to your website. The themes are a little bit limited in what you can do. It is very much like a set template, but you do have to Google the coding. And I believe that Shopify community, I believe is what it's called, is where there's a lot of tips and tricks to actually help you do this. So yeah, it's just something just to be aware of. The next con would definitely have to be the price of the service. Now, if you are a small business and perhaps you're just starting out and you want to have your own independent store to build your business, I would be very, very conscious of the price of the service. It does cost, I believe, around, for an individual, I believe it costs around £21 a month. And I'll put the US conversion up on the screen for you as well. It does cost a little bit of money, especially if you are perhaps taking a sort of leap of faith where, you don't really have the startup funds to, start an online store. It does cost a little bit of money. And perhaps if you're wanting to bring in some other services and outsource, like a web design or stuff like that, it does cost a little bit more money. That's just something just to keep in mind before you start your Shopify store. With the likes of certain apps too, like perhaps if you want to have like your Pinterest link to it and you need the RSS feed, it does cost a little bit of money to have the app and to pay for the plan. That's what I'm literally trying to do right now as we speak, as I'm recording this wee voiceover, like trying to get my Pinterest link to my website. It's just a lot, and do you know what? I'm not paying the money to have that kind of thing. I will just do the pins myself. That's what Tailwind is for. But anyway, so the last con I have with using the Shopify service would have to be making the pages. For the likes of the craft theme that I use, I believe, on my Shopify store, I did have trouble trying to get like in new pages for my store. Like, you have to use like the navigation in the pages on your Shopify admin console. And it was a little bit fiddly to create new pages. For instance, I have a brand new page where I show my special offers each month, which will be updated monthly. And it was a bit of a nightmare to try and get that page onto the menu and then get it onto the actual website. And then also I wanted to create like a mission statement for my brand as well, and that was a little bit difficult. And then I wanted to also create the blog, as you know, and that was even harder. So it's just something just to keep in mind. It does take a little while to learn and to learn the ropes of the Shopify admin. It does take a wee while, but it's okay. You eventually sort of get the hang of it. You have to be super, super patient with it and just use Google and use YouTube. That's what they're there for, to help. And also don't be afraid to reach out to someone else to get some help as well to create your online store. The user interface to create pages was a bit fiddly. And also too, what I noticed as well when I upload like pictures, like say for toxic on my mission statement, the images have like a certain like, not like a filter, but like it just looks a little bit, not blurry, what's the word, a bit hazy, I guess. So that's just something just to keep in mind as well when you are creating new pages. Just have everything formatted correctly and that it is visible and that people can see it. And that's kind of my only really, I guess, sort of fiddly bit that I've had to deal with the likes of the coding as well, with doing my online store with Shopify. But overall, just to sort of wrap up this video and to conclude it, really, I do really enjoy using Shopify with the pros, as I say, with the workflows and the marketing capabilities of it and the free themes that you do have. and that you can pay for it if you wish to do so. I really do like the service of Shopify. I think it has really expanded my business and just given me like a fresh lease of life with my business, I have to say, like with like printifying, creating new products and stuff that I really didn't think that I wanted to do, but yet, you know, you can do these things and it gives you the chance to expand your own ability and your own skill set and to add a little bit more to your repertoire, as they say, with design. And that is something I'm very, very pleased with when it comes to Shopify. I don't think I will ever go back to Etsy now, I have to say. Not gonna lie. Because I think it's just so good to have a website that is your own, and like I own the domain, I own everything to it, and I have the creative say and how everything looks, and just, yeah, I am very, very impressed with Shopify, and I will continue to use it, and I cannot wait to grow my business even further. And yeah, I'm very impressed with Shopify. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. So over the next couple of weeks, I think I'll probably be taking a little break from YouTube. With having all the creative stuff that I have going on at the moment, I will be taking a break for about a week just to give myself a bit of time just to find a little bit of inspiration again. I do feel quite tired when it comes to YouTube every week, you know, with working and then having other artwork stuff that I need to do and trying to write and trying to do all those things. You know, YouTube is kind of for me just sort of fallen to the wayside a wee bit, and I guess I need about a week off just to really think about where I want this content to go and what God wants to do with it, because I have uploaded a lot of Christian content and, you know, it's just figuring out what to do next. So if you do have any suggestions at all for any videos or any ideas that you would like to see on my channel, please comment them below in the comment section, and I will definitely take them all into consideration. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Bye and God bless.